Well, we're just past July 4th weekend, starting to head into the really hot summertime. So I asked Melissa to come and show us what looks really good this time of year. So summertime bloomers.
That's right. The key to good blooming in the garden with perennials is to make sure you have diversified plants. The diversification will really help you quite a bit. Let's start with this rose pot that we've done. One of the best bloomers for summer is this Walker's Low Nepeta. And if you haven't seen a really nice planting of this, you should drive down to Penn and Memorial where they have an entire median planted in this with some crepe myrtles. It's really striking. Gets about 1.5 feet tall, but can go as wide to 2.5 feet. But it just looks great paired with in containers or in a bed alone. We also have this home run rose, which a lot of times we have people ask us, what is a rose I can plant that I don't have to deadhead, but yet still is a real prolific bloomer? And the home run rose will do that.
It looks like a knockout.
It does. It looks very similar. Moving back to this container in the back, some of our better bloomers, of course we do have annuals mixed in. That's another key component too. Mix a few annuals in with your perennials. Of course, you know, your perennials come back every year, so it's a little bit more sustainable in the garden, but you can't beat like the coleus for great color and whatnot. This black-eyed Susan called Indian Summer is so bold. The bloom alone has to be close to 4 inches. That'll give you some really nice prolonged bloom. Also, Gara. This is Passionate Rainbow Petite. It does really well about blooming through the heat of the summer here in Oklahoma.
So that's also called whirling butterflies, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. Moving right along, we have the Agastache. This is Golden Jubilee. It adds a nice neon green color to your landscape. And that's kind of the concept on this pot. I wanted to really do a container that was very vibrant in color, almost a neon garden. And so I have the neon moonbeam coreopsis, also the red hot poker in the back. We have the cobalt liatris, which is that very vivid purple. And then the cobalt gets about 18 inches, but what I've done is I put the spicata behind it, which will get up to 3 feet. So it adds for a little more dramatic display. Also another Gara, the white. This has been my favorite this year. It's just so graceful in the wind. Really thrives through the heat of the summer, prolific bloomer as well. Some of our better lower growing bloomers for sun are going to be our perennial heliotrope. Great for butterflies, but does stay rather low to the ground, as well as the homestead verbena. That's a pretty popular plant now, but it does grow.
And they can take the heat too.
Yes, absolutely. This is my Agastache pot. We have 3 different Agastache this year that I'm really excited about. The one at the top being Coronado Red, down below the Tango, and then across the way we have Bolero, which is really nice because you have a darker foliage here that you don't see on the Agastache very often.
It's a great looking pot.
Also, Echinacea is a good bloomer for us. This one is Solar Eclipse. It's really beautiful. We're really excited this year because we found this group of Solar Eclipse and also Southern Belle. Look how many side shoots these have. Oftentimes with Echinacea you won't get that. So we're really excited about these 2 new varieties. Well, for good blooming for the shade, what I thought I would show is one of my favorites, of course, is the Roseanne geranium. Like I said last year, really bloomed throughout the heat of the summer. I was really impressed with this plant. I've got it paired with another perennial called Pineapple Lily, and it will shoot up a torch-like lily here in about a month. But it makes for a dramatic statement for sun even to part shade.
I love the combination there.
Yeah, it's a nice,
The color of the pot, that look real pretty in a shady spot.
cool colors there. Another good one for shade is the spiderwort. This has lime green foliage, but the bloom on it will be, let's see if we can see this one down here. Well, the dark purple bloom. And this one is a little more adaptable to even a drier soil. So if you have shade or part shade where you have a little bit drier, the spiderwort is a perfect combination for that. Also, the hardy plumbago. It's a low-growing ground cover. Of course, one of my favorite colors is true blue, and they're hard to find, but this one will take the dry shade.
And then you've got the heuchera.
That's right. Heuchera, you know, you necessarily wouldn't think about that being a good bloomer, but look at this. This is outstanding. I really like the bloom on it. Pretty delicate, and you would also get some movement in the wind with that. I'm impressed with that variety.
And then finally, some clematis.
Yes. We have a lot of people come in for clematis or different ivies. What I always tell people is to get prolonged bloom off your ivies is to mix them together. You could bring in an early Carolina jessamine that flowers maybe in February, the bright yellow flowers, and then put it with clematis that's going to bloom right now. And that way you stagger that bloom period.
Lots of great ideas for summertime bloom. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.